You're right.
And the way she walks. Like this.
Do you suppose we're being sent to Siberia?
Sounds like it.
I just hope that...
Dear, go ahead. Open the door.
Reverend Doss, I'm not going to waste your time. I'm not going to waste my time.
Won't you sit down?
I've made some fresh coffee.
I'm here on business.
What I tell you.
Dear, would you mind cleaning the kitchen windows?
Don't go on my account. I'll just be a moment.
My mother's afraid I'll call you Mrs. Pickles. I won't call you Mrs. Pickles.
A very tasteful young lady.
I'm sure it was your children who started that.
Possibly. But it seems to me that when there's some unassigned mischief, the minister's children usually get early consideration.
You can't deny it was your son Donald who caused all this talk in the newspapers.
Nobody's denying anything.
You can't deny it. The rest of the board, well, I have never seen such irresponsibility.
Oh?
Acting as though we should just laugh it off, forget about it, as though it were none of our business.
But I'm sure you reminded them of their responsibilities.
It wasn't easy, but I managed. They elected me a committee of one.
I'll always think of you in that way.
And I tried to deserve it. Now, about all this in the newspapers.
I don't think we've missed any of it. There's always a friend or a relative willing to send along a newspaper clipping.
And usually with some ridiculous comment.
Well, that's it. We look ridiculous in front of the whole country. It wasn't just our local paper. This was in the leading paper at our state capital. There was even a reference in the New York Times.
Miss Parkinson, I'm so sorry.
Sorry? Getting your brothers and sisters to make faces in front of a photographer, putting on Indian feathers.
I don't know what got into me.
What is it that you would like us to do, Mrs. Parkinson?
What's the consensus of the committee?
That we can't have any more of this. That publicity is very unsuitable. Oh, I'm not blaming you, Reverend Doss. You're not responsible for it.
But I am. I'm responsible for all of my children.
You have such a large family, and I'm very fond of all, well, most of them. But if things keep getting out of hand, no matter how good your intentions, you won't be able to do your work.
Do you know of one case where he's neglected it?
Dear?
Certainly not. You would have heard from me. All I'm trying to do, I don't want it to come to that.
Well, until it does, Mrs. Parkinson, I believe that these are matters for my family.
I agree. But if there's anything more like this in the papers...
There won't be. The last time, I couldn't help myself. But never again, I promise.
All right, you've promised. I'll incorporate that in my report. Thank you very much.
I expect I'll be seeing you at the normal committee meeting.
I haven't missed one yet.
Unfortunately.
Good day. Good day.
How do you always stay so calm, no matter what?
She's a busybody. A terrible busybody. But she's a fighter. And she probably does more work for this community than any other 5 women.
Dad, why didn't you tell her you spoke to me about that dumb picture? Or how you made an absolute rule? No more reporters or photographers? Why didn't you tell her those things? Why didn't you just explain?
Because like I said, I feel that those were matters for the Doss family.
If I did something, and then the church board...
All you've done, you've gone a little overboard, but for a very nice girl.
Whose father's a big news item from Texas.
Now let's not be prejudiced.
Last year at school, when I helped Nan open her locker, I didn't know that'd end up in the New York Times. This is the kind of weather for popcorn. You can almost see it grow.
What's that smell?
That's compost, the natural fertilizer.
You still right upstairs and...
I was going to wash anyway. What's for lunch?
That's a good question.
You've time for a bath.
Don't worry. Oh, Don, after lunch, the chemistry set? Sure, I told you. Great. And I saw Nan's car coming up. Be sure to show her how the popcorn's coming. It couldn't be our parents already. Oh, no, she's alone.
Dear, they're too young for this to be getting so serious. I mean, if something should go wrong, for whatever reason.
I think they'd both be hurt. It just doesn't seem like a school romance anymore.
I know the feeling. Like nothing else on earth. Pure misery. Darling, in that gracious and commodious kitchen, there has to be something edible.
There's cream sauce.
Maybe we can slice a nose shoe into it. Come on, let's make a methodical search for the cream salmon.
Look, they don't look so miserable now. Kids.
Fine. I'll show you. This is the real reason for all that cleaning up. Isn't it disgusting? I wouldn't say it's disgusting. I mean, I might get like that over a camera or a power tool for Christmas, but a girl? I've already got a list. 10 reasons why I'll never get married.
Well, I might get married someday.
Why?
Well, I sort of like girls.
But there's only one reason.
The girls watching from the upstairs windows.
My brother's from down here.
Hello. Hi. I'm trying to get this place fixed up before your mom and dad get here.
That's wonderful.
It needed going over anyway.
I understand.
Hey, he doesn't like girls. Well, it's just a general rule, but you're okay. That's why he decided to go to Yale or Harvard or MIT.
There are schools for just girls, you know. I've been scared to death my parents would send me off to one.
Have they started that again?
The literature keeps coming. Bernard, Vassar, Smith.
Boy, a school for just girls? I couldn't think of anything worse. Hey, if you're gonna wash up, you better leave the kitchen.
I'm coming.
But of course, you're a girl.
You're still right. There isn't anything worse.
They've all been helping, working for, you know, when your parents come.
I can see.
The thing I want you to see is that none of them had to do anything, but they all helped, really pitched in. And I want you to see how lucky I am. I mean, my brothers and sisters.
Of course.
It's what I want your parents to see. I don't expect them to be dazzled by a clean-up home. The thing to see is our family.
I gave him your invitation. I told him to come anytime, just like you said.
Good. Is anything wrong?
I don't know. I still think we should have waited till later.
Maybe I was wrong, but maybe they won't come till later.
He didn't say. They're still getting letters from my relatives down in Dallas.
Do you know what he's replying?
I don't think he's answering. And when the newspapers ask him for a comment, he won't answer them either.
Are you sorry you got into this?
It's where I want to be.
I get to worrying.
The ring came back from the jeweler. Cut it down so it fits exactly.
I wish that ring had a great fit.
Donnie, I remember when the others got their class rings. You didn't get yours. Then you started doing more and more odd jobs. I was noticing. And after a long while, I saw you finally got yours. Then when you gave that ring to me, I would have traded for diamonds.
You want to let them send you to that school?
I don't think they'd force me.
Well, once we get them down here, they can see for themselves.
With someone like my dad, you have to handle them.
Handle them?
Like pointing out we couldn't possibly get married for at least several years. He doesn't really worry about things that aren't for several years.
Get going.
He was ready to put his foot down right there. But with a little time, with time to bring him around, I'll make him see there's nothing we can't solve.
Of course not. Nothing at all.
You don't have to convince me.
Well, the first thing we should do is get them down here.
No, later. Believe me, we shouldn't rush.
I'm going to marry their daughter, and they haven't even met my family.
We jumped into that newspaper picture without ever stopping to think. You know how that turned out.
Couldn't have been worse.